main screen set in. I'm going to be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and also check out the podcast as well. What's up, guys? This is Big Drew, and this is Titan Lifestyle. I'm live 2 p.m. every Friday. I do this every week. I talk about Titan events. I talk about therapy of the week, Q&A, which is my favorite part of the day, and also I'll get into therapy of the week, which is always very important because we have specials every week on our therapy of the week. So we usually highlight a specific Titan therapy, and I talk about it, and what I like to hear is people before and after, what they got from it, if they're planning to use it. So everyone has different reasons for using Titan products, or Titan therapies, I should say. So I always like to know, what is your reasoning for using them? What type of results did you get? So we're not just here to take your money and send you on your way. We want to make you guys and girls get results. So it's all about making you guys feel healthier, living longer, look good, feel good, perform good. That's what we're about here at Titan Medical. No, this is not only bodybuilding. Yes, I'm a bodybuilder. I like to put on muscle and lift heavy and all that crazy stuff, but I'd probably say 95% of our patients are not bodybuilders. They're just men and women looking to feel good and optimize their health. So it's all about wellness, feeling good, looking good, and performing well, no matter what age you are. So it's never too late to start. It's never too early to start. Well, actually, it could be too early to start, but you get the gist. You get the idea. First off, let's get into these shout outs. We got, excuse me with the names, I'm gonna try my best to pronounce these names. We got That Guy 18, we got Gerber J, we got JR18, or 813 I should say is on here. Isaac's on here, Avelena is on here, Johnny Globe, Guerrera Austin, Power Mill Labs. I see Queen Lole is on here as well. Big shout out to Queen Lole. JE_SS7320. I know they got the questions, so shout out to JE_SS. They always come with great questions every week. So guys, girls, get your questions ready. Jim Elliott, Noel Gage joined. A lot of people on right now. Also, where are you people tuning in from? What city, state? Or if you're from another country, put your flag up and I'll give you a shout out as well. First question is a crazy one. So shout out to Cosmic Super Chad. It's a little off question, but I always like to give a shout out to the first question of the day. So Cosmic Super Chad, how to buy beer under the age of 21? Crazy question. You can't. It's illegal. I would highly advise you not to do it. If you're in the United States, you have to be 21 to drink. So it's a crazy question, but I will answer it. You can't buy beer under the age of 21. And if you do it and get caught for it, you're going to have some pretty serious issues, legal issues and all that stuff. So just wait till you're 21 if you're in the U.S. to drink. I'm not a big drinker anyways. I'm not really, drinking really does nothing for me except make me sick. So again, wait till you're 21. It's well worth the wait. Or if not, other countries you can drink under that age. So legally you can go to another country and drink over there. But over here, don't drink if you're under 21. So we have Simply Deep 1985, Titan Medical Center. Sup, Big Drew in the chat. Yes, always want to give a shout out to everybody who's on here. So big shout out to Simply Deep 1985. Not sure what that handle means, kind of a crazy handle, but yes, it is what it is. Jordan Perry says, what do I do for work? You're looking at it. This is what I do for work. I talk about Titan therapy events, talk about therapy of the week. I do a live show every week. I also do some stuff here in the office. I'm a personal trainer. I do meal plans, online, contest prep, all that stuff. So pretty much a personal trainer and also one of the faces here at Titan Medical. And I'm a jack of many trades here at Titan. I do everything from helping with events, helping with the office, helping patients optimize their wellness, and I pretty much do it all. But fitness is what I've been doing now for almost 20 years, so everything I do is pretty much fitness related, whether it's getting in shape, whether it's talking about therapies, talking about pharmaceuticals, or talking about meals, meal plans, training, how to lose weight, how to gain weight. I pretty much do it all. So if that's something you're interested in, you can hit me up privately for that, but right here I'm doing my Titan Medical thing. Simply Deep says, you seem like a type of dude that'll give good advice on almost anything. I love to hear that. I don't know if I'll give good advice on almost anything, but I have a lot of knowledge on food, supplementation, and training. Again, I've been doing this almost 20 years. It's been literally every day that's something I've been interested in for 20 years. So trial and error on my body with a lot of supplementation and food and training as well, and also with my clients. So Appreciate the advice. Next question, Jordan Perry says, therapy as in TRT and such. Yes, therapies, whenever you guys or girls hear me talk about Titan therapies, I'm basically just talking about something that we offer here at Titan Medical. It could be ECA+, it could be Hercules Potion, it could mean testosterone replacement therapy, otherwise known as TRT. But yeah, pretty much anything that Titan has to offer, we call it our Titan therapies. John Ravias says, how much tren is too much? I would probably say any amount of tren is too much. Trenbolone, trenbolone acetate, or trenbolone enanthate. Those are actually veterinary steroids, so I wouldn't recommend any human being to use those. They're not intended for humans. They were made for basically for cattle, but they have a slew of side effects. Anxiety, insomnia, night sweats, loss of sex drive, too high of a sex drive, headaches, blood pressure, your hemoglobin goes up, your prolactin can get out of whack. You'll be moody all the time. So I would say stay away from the tren. Now, if you want to take something here at Titan Medical that's comparable to tren in terms of how your body looks and how you feel, I would say if you can keep your diet in check, I would say MK677. If you're already lean, MK677 work good. With a clean diet, again, MK677 is going to have you eating everything that you could think of. So you want to be careful in terms of, you just want to be careful in terms of overeating. But stuff comparable to trenbolone would be MK677 with a clean diet, IGF-1 LR3 combined with HRT, and any type of ancillaries you need with your HRT, and again, with a clean diet. But a lot of times people take tren just because they want to be strong. We have stuff here that'll make you strong. Or they take it because they want to be lean. We have stuff that'll keep you lean. Whether it's ECA+. Some people are, I know even bodybuilders now are experimenting with semaglutide. You got to be careful with that with the muscle loss, but there are plenty of better options than trenbolone, otherwise known as tren. And again, everybody who I've known who has taken tren has experienced side effects that are uncontrollable, and it basically changes your life, changes your mind, so I'd stay away from it. Clean up your diet, train hard, and take other things that aren't going to ruin your health. Jordan Perry, I got my levels done a few months ago. My overall T was low 400s. I'm only 25, lift daily, and was in the Marines, and go out at 23. Wondering if my levels are low. Yes, 400, I'm not a medical provider or a doctor first and foremost, so any of the advice you hear me give is based off of my own knowledge and in my own opinion. First off, 400 testosterone level is actually low. Just to give you guys an idea, when I first came to Titan, I was with another company, and I thought I was doing everything the right way. I thought the stuff I was taking was real, and if you guys know what I'm talking about. So what happened is I got my blood work done, and my blood work was 408. So at the time, I'm like, what does that mean? I mean, I well knowledge of it now, but at the time, I didn't know what that meant. I was like, is that too high, this and that? And they were like, no, that's about half of what it should be, or even less than half what it should be. So I'm assuming if mine was 408, this is years ago when mine got done is low, that yours would be low too. Optimal here at Titan is about 8 to 950 maybe. So what we aim for here, our medical providers aim for here, is to get you within that level. Now that level is not going to make you into Mr. Olympia. It's not going to make you huge and a monster in this. It's going to make you feel good, look good, and perform good. So if your appetite's low, if you have a low sex drive, if you're having trouble getting out of bed every day because you're just sore from the gym, you're not recovering properly, testosterone replacement therapy is going to help with all of that stuff. So get your levels around 800-900. I guarantee you'll feel better. But again, do it the safe way. Go through a medical provider. And again, like I say every week, if you get your blood work done, then you'll know exactly where you're at. Don't just go off of, I took this because my friend took this and blah, blah, blah. Jordan Perry said he would rather just not feel like crap, just not look like Mr. Olympia. Yes, exactly. So it's not just about looking, like me or like a bodybuilder or anything like that. You want to look and perform good. So getting your levels to optimal levels, 800 to 900, is going to have you look better. I know older guys, 40, 50, they start feeling like they're younger again. They have that energy and that sex drive and that appetite. So also, he says he also deals with some anxiety and depression, wondering if this could be the cause. Definitely. If you have low T, you're going to be lethargic. You will have a little bit of anxiety and depression. Now, I believe the depression comes from just knowing that you're low T. A lot of bodybuilders specifically will think our levels are off. We'll get our blood work done, it'll be low, and just from it being low, we start moping around. Oh, my test is low. My test is low. So it can make you depressed. It can make you have anxiety. And again, you're not going to know what feeling great feels like until you get there. A lot of times, people have been feeling regular, or they've just been feeling, they think they're feeling good, but they don't know what it feels like to feel good until they actually get to optimal levels. And they're like, whoa, now I understand why everyone's smiling, walking around, and I'm not. Now I understand why people can get out of the gym, out of the bed, and go to the gym and have that firepower that they didn't used to. Usually that's a decline in your testosterone, and men, as you get older, it can decline. But again, there are some studies and cases where, there's kids in their 20s that it's getting lower too, and that's a whole nother show. So. Hypothetical question, how do you respond to getting enticed into something? I had to stop myself from reading that question. This is a PG show. I'll try to keep it PG, but here we go. JE_SS, what's good, Big Drew? I just got blood work done. I'm 42 and in good general health. Testosterone levels, 700. Is that good, or should I try TRT? Your opinion. Now, 700 is a good level, in my opinion. But again, I'm not a doctor, so you want to get your blood work done. It's not just about your testosterone level; it's about your full panel of blood work. They're going to check your hemoglobin, your kidney function, your estrogen, even your blood pressure, all that. So it's not just about getting a specific testosterone level. I know a lot of times people that are in the military, veterinary clinics, and the VA and all that, they'll only check testosterone. So they're not even worried about estrogen and all that stuff. So it's good you can get your levels checked, but you want to get a full panel, because it's not just about you having your testosterone 7, 8, or 900. It's about having everything else regulated too. I mean, you could probably go buy some cheap stuff off the street and you don't even know if it's real and might be able to get your levels right, but you don't know where else you're at. So again, like I've said time and time again, get your blood work done so you can figure out everything. It's about being optimal all around, not just getting your test levels up to a certain point. Question on Howie Strictly Skills said, question on testosterone, how long does it take to jump in? Everyone's different. I've heard people say about a month. I've heard people say a couple weeks. I've even heard people go as far as to say they felt it in a couple days. So again, I mean, everybody's different. I think it's more of like a mental thing. As soon as you start something, you feel like it's working. But again, I haven't taken testosterone yet. Once I do, I'll let you know how my experience with it. But again, everyone's different. But I've heard anything from a week to 3 weeks. Bobby Biceps, I think I've seen you at, yes, I've been to that gym before. Yes, you probably have seen me there. I live close by there, so you might have seen me there a few times. Do y'all evaluate SHBG levels as well when diagnosed, and what level clients should be? Yes, we evaluate everything. Like I said, we do a full panel. Our panel is huge. A lot of other places say they do a complete blood test. That's their sales pitch to get you to get blood work done. That isn't a full panel. A full panel is different than a complete. So a lot of times places will say, oh, we do a complete test. But they don't realize that certain people know what that complete test means. So we get a full panel. We can give you a list of everything we do. We basically check for everything. So we don't cut any corners. We make sure you're optimal. This isn't one of those places where you're going to come in and, yeah, I need this, and you just fill out some paperwork and we give it to you. If it doesn't show on your blood work, we're not going to legally prescribe you something. This isn't your typical, bodybuilder clinic where you just come in, fill out paperwork, and you get what you want. It doesn't work like that over here. That's illegal. That's the reason why those companies don't last long. But, yeah. Roman's Loft just said, just got his Nectar of the Gods and Titan Strong. Can't wait to use it. So shout out to Romans for getting, what do you get? Nectar of the Gods and Titan Strong. You can't wait to use it. Yeah, that's how I am. As soon as I get my Titan stuff, I'm like a little kid. I can't wait to take it and try it out, even if it's something I've done before. So that's a good little stack right there, Nectar of the Gods and Titan Strong. Real quick, Roman Lofts, why are you taking those two? What made you pick Nectar of the Gods or Titan Strong? I believe those are the two things we had on our sale, so I don't know if you got to buy one, get whatever. But what was your reason for taking those? I always like to know why people take our Titan therapies, why they're starting and what they're looking to get out of it. Howie Strictly Skills, absolutely. I'm just a weekend and pump some crazy with the MK677. Yeah, MK677, out of everything I've taken at Titan or even not from Titan before I was with Titan, that literally makes me eat more than anything, and I could put weight on faster than anything. When I take MK, it's like, I almost want to say 10 pounds within the first week, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean, that's what the scale says. People say it might be water weight, it might be this, but I mean, I see the scale move about 10 pounds in about a week or two, just because I'm eating all the time. My body is swelling up. My shirts, the sleeves fit tighter, everything. MK will swell you up fast. But again, make sure your diet's in check, because you're gonna want to eat like brownies and cookies and McDonald's every day. You got to be careful with that stuff. What is the best place to get blood work? Here at Titan Medical Center. We do blood work in-house here at Titan Medical. We started doing that this year. So if you're in the Tampa area, we're downtown Tampa. If you want to come see us, call us 727-389-3220. We could schedule your blood work for you and get it done in-house. And now again, if you're not in Tampa, you need to get your blood work done. Call Titan Medical Center. Let them know Drew said to give you my discount at Titan. I'll hook you up. Who was that? Who's that? Davo at Wuff Fitness. These names are so hard to pronounce. You guys got to pick some better profile names so people could say them. But looks like Davo ET, I don't know, Fitness. But yeah, I'll hook you up with my discount. So when you call in, just let them know Big Drew said to discount you. I'll give you blood work for $130. You're going to save $70 on that. But again, best place to get it done is either here at Titan Medical, or if you're not here in Tampa, if you're in Texas, California, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Alabama, call the number. Let them know you need your blood work done. Our medical providers will write the ticket on your blood work, and they'll send you to someplace closest to you. So whether it could be LabCorp, it could be Quest, anything, someplace close to you, what you'll do is you'll go there, get your blood work done. Yeah, we do it in Georgia too. I just saw someone, Mr. Doughboy 912. So if you're in Georgia, call the number. We're going to write a ticket on you. We'll send you to someplace closest to you. You'll get your blood work done. Once your blood work is done, that blood work is going to come back to our medical providers. Our medical providers will then call you and go over your blood work with you via Skype or FaceTime, go over everything with you, and figure out what's going to be, what their recommendations are to get you to optimal levels. So if your test level is low, we're going to get you right. If your estrogen's high, we're going to bring that down. If your hemoglobin's out of whack, we're going to get that good. So we're going to make sure you got functioning properly on all levels. But we service all 50 states except for Idaho. But again, if you're in Idaho, call the number, and we might be able to work something out where we could ship it to a neighboring state, and then they could ship it to you as well. Someone just asked, so if a person is already running gear without a script, how do they handle testing with you? Now, in the bodybuilding world, we know what the word gear means, but for the people outside, like, what do they mean, gear? That basically just means something that is not written by a doctor, whether it's testosterone, it could be another anabolic compound. But basically they're saying if they're already taking gear without a prescription, how do they handle testing with us? The first thing would be getting your blood work done. Because a lot of times people wait before they start their prep or before they start their cycle. They wait until after the fact to get their blood work done. Now, your blood work is going to be trash after the fact because the rebound effect and your body's getting used to not having the hormones in it. The best way to get it done is before, during, and after. Now, you're already into running your things, whatever type of anabolics you're using. The best thing to do now is get your blood work tested now so you can see how those things are affecting your body while you're taking them. So if you're taking them now and your blood pressure's high, your hemoglobin's off, your estrogen, you're going to pretty much know the reason why it's like that is because of what you're taking. Now, what you could do is get your blood work done, and then now, whether it's us or someplace else, they could write you something if you qualify for that to control your estrogen, to control your blood pressure and all that stuff. So a lot of times people wait till they're after to get healthy. It's good to be healthy while you're doing these things. So it's always good. I recommend before, during, and also after. Build123 says, hey Drew, I currently take high dose ECA. What is the difference between that and the new Hermes? What high dose ECA are you taking? We have different doses. We have some that are No caffeine. We have some that are 100, some that are 200. Some have more caffeine or more ephedrine than others. The difference between ECA and the other thing is probably going to be the ephedrine. The E in ECA is an acronym. It stands for ephedrine, caffeine, and aspirin. So the ephedrine part, I don't believe, is in the Hermes. I hate saying that. It's hard to say that name. Hermes. I don't believe that's in it, but again, don't mark me on that. But there is a difference between those two. I like ECA capsules the best, especially before I train. Again, it's ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and choline, or chromium, I should say. So with that combination, you're going to get a crazy pump, because what happens is the aspirin, it's not a lot of aspirin, it's equivalent of like a baby aspirin. The aspirin is going to thin out your blood. Whenever your blood's thinner, it can move through your body better, so it's through your veins, better pump. The caffeine is going to give you, obviously, a stimulant. It's going to give you a little bit of a boost, a little bit of energy rush. Combine that with the ephedrine. The ephedrine is going to give you, it's going to help you breathe, so you're going to be able to breathe better, do better cardio, and it's also like a fat burner, like a real, actual fat burner. So you're getting a fat burner, you're getting the stimulant, and you're getting the pump all in one. A lot of times people say they want to take Hercules. Hercules is great because it gives you a pump. It's probably one of my favorite things at Titan, but you're not going to get the stimulant from the caffeine, and you're not going to get the strong fat-burning effects of the ephedrine. So you can't take those together. So I would just say, instead of taking high-dose ECA, I would just say take high-dose ECA with the Hercules potion. And that doesn't just necessarily mean you have to be working out. You could be outside working construction all day. And if you take an ECA cap and a shot of Hercules potion before you go out there in a day, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to be able to move around a lot better. And from working in that heat, if you're in a hot state, you're going to be burning fat. So you don't necessarily have to take ECA before you go run or work out. You could take it just before you go outside. You could have to cut your grass and mow your lawn and do all that on the weekend. Like, it's going to be a hot day. Let me take an ECA, go out there, sweat it out, and you're going to burn fat while you get your work done. So it's not just about taking it to work out. Big shout out to Benjamin Mark. Big shout out to Big Ben on here. Haven't seen Ben for a while. I used to see Ben when I used to work with the Special Olympics kids. We used to all work out. Miss hanging out with those guys. But Big Ben, let's get a workout in real soon. I miss you, brother. Jay, how do I sign up for TRT? TRT, just call 727-389-3220 and just let them know I just watched the show and Big Drew said to call. I need TRT. It's pretty simple. They're going to walk you through everything. And again, we service all 50 states, so it doesn't matter what state you're in, just call. Let them know, and they'll walk you through it from there. Robots in kitchens. Yes, I'm going to get to that just a second. Yeah, the robots in kitchens is crazy. Simply Deep, what exercise do you recommend for people with weak knees? Sometimes my knees give out because I'm kind of knock-kneed. First thing I would say, and I actually learned this from Nick Walker. Nick Walker, pro bodybuilder, Olympia guy. He's picked the top pick this year. He actually basically just said one time, if you have knee problems, don't do leg extensions. So what I did is, and I can't take credit for this, Nick Walker, shout out to Nick Walker. He basically just said, don't do extensions and see how that works for your knees. So I took extensions out of my leg workouts and just pressed and did everything else. Curls are a little bit different because you're not going into the joint, you're going against the joint. Like hyper seated leg curls or standing leg curls, I don't feel it as much as my knees as opposed to going into the joint, pushing out on it. But yeah, first thing I would say is eliminate leg extensions. Eliminate leg extensions, and again, do higher reps. Instead of doing 10 reps, do 20, 25, even 30 reps. The legs, you walk around on them all day long, so they really need to be punished in order to grow. So you can't just do the 3 times 10 like you do with your chest. You have to punish them, and then again, just let them grow. But take away the leg extensions and go lighter, higher reps if you have knee problems. How to improve quality of sleep? Obviously, if your diet's in check, I would say avoid stimulants within 8 hours of going to bed. And the first thing too is, we do have stuff for sleep. So if you need Titan Serenity, it's an injectable we have. It's an all-natural injectable. You would basically take a 1 ml injection 30, 45 minutes before you go to sleep. Now, it's not a sleeping pill. It's not, crazy. It's not addictive. It's not going to make you, fall asleep at the wheel. It's an all-natural route that's going to not only put you to sleep, it's going to keep you to sleep, because a lot of people can fall asleep fine, but they wake up an hour or two later, they can't get back to bed. So Titan Serenity is very good with that. We also have another one called D-Sip, which works as well. So those are two things we have here. Titan will help you sleep. But number one thing is eliminate your stress and eliminate caffeine within 8 hours of going to bed. They say you sleep good when you have no worries. So if you can eliminate your stress, that helps a lot too. So Real TV, good ninth word. Shout out, salute to So World TV. Let me see what else. Roman's Loft said, honestly, I want to try different things because I'm on TRT, and yeah, Hercules Potion. Yeah, you're going to love Hercules Potion. The pump's unreal. I mean, I used to take all the garbage powder mixes and mixing stuff up for the gym, and I'm like, yeah, this is giving me a good pump. I took 1 ml of Hercules Potion my first time, was like, never am I taking that powder crap again. So it's a lot safer, better for your system. You don't have to worry about using the bathroom because you took a whole bunch of crap in your stomach and it's just messing you up. So yeah. Let me see any other questions on. Shout out to LA on here. I see LA on here. Shout out to Ben Greer. Shout out to Cholole. Also, you guys check out the actual page. If you go to Titan Medical's page, you can see the actual graphics, so you can see everything on there. Titan Medical's on fire. Yes, we are. I appreciate it. Alexa Pet Wilson is the robot designed for commercial kitchens. So yeah, let's jump into that. One of my topics today, past couple months I've been talking about, couple months ago I've been talking about all the automated stuff that they have now, whether it's self-checkout, or I know there's a couple fast food chains in Texas where there's nobody actually working there. It's just all robots. So you just go up, you get your order, you go to the thing. The newest one is this I hate saying that word. Autonomous robot kitchen produces over 3,000 dishes a day with up to 80% lower labor costs. So you gotta think, I mean, this robot, it's they call it a robot, but it's basically like a big, huge machine. It's like a box with a whole bunch of arms extended from it. You can kind of see the picture behind me. But yeah, it produces over 3,000 dishes a day. So what that tells me is, how many people would it take to produce those dishes? And not only that, I mean, there's a lot of people going to lose their jobs over this thing. A lot of people going to lose their jobs. Think about it. It's cutting labor costs 80%, handles every step of the food preparation, from storing ingredients to cooking, garnishing, servicing, and cleaning. And not only that, it operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you could produce over 3,000 dishes a day, 7 days a week, you're talking about over 21,000 dishes it can make in a week. And you're eliminating your labor costs for 80%. So that means if you have 100 people working there, now you only need to have 20 people in there. Maybe people to turn the lights on and do whatever. So it basically chops your food, preps your food, cooks your food, stores your food, cleans up after itself, and it works 24 hours a day. So basically, once the restaurant or whatever place is closed, you could go home and the thing could be making food all night long. So now when I look at things like Uber Eats and how you could order everything online, you could go to this restaurant or site or whatever. You could order your food at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the thing will know and make it and have it ready so as soon as they open. So just imagine going into your restaurant in the morning. As soon as you get there, you see like 400 meals in Tupperware ready to go with all your orders. It's gonna be crazy. I could see them having this everywhere. I had a conversation with someone this morning too, and I was basically saying that this is gonna be so good for people that like their food cooked a specific way. Because if you go into a restaurant right now and you say, yeah, I want my steak well done, I want, or you get a sandwich, extra mayo or whatever, sometimes they mess up on the order. Sometimes their extra is more than what you would like extra. But think about this. When you go in there and you make an order, the robots don't mess up. It's a robot. So your food is going to be cooked the same way every time. It's never going to be overcooked or undercooked. And a side note, with all this germs and viruses and stuff going around, it's going to be a lot cleaner too. So when you have an employee, the employee might not wash his hands or her hands. They may not handle the food right. They may be breathing over the food or not handling it the right way if no one's looking or there's no camera in here. I don't have to wash my hands or whatever. When you're dealing with a robot, the food's going to be a lot cleaner. It's going to be the same every time. No mess ups, and it could work 24 hours. Now, they don't need to give the robot a break because it's not a person. So even the laws about if you work 8 hours, you have to take a break, all those laws are gone now. This thing can work 24 hours a day. So I could see this happening everywhere. I could see every restaurant having this. I could see in 50 years from now, kids are saying, oh, when I was a kid, there used to be a guy back there cooking everything, and it would take them all day long. So, I mean, it's only a matter of time before robots are literally taking over the world. I know over in China they have robots' wife. You can have a robot wife now, which is insane. So what do you guys think about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it's going to happen more and more? And then Christian Gior says, what kind of maintenance is required to keep that robot running smoothly? I'm not sure what the maintenance is required to keep the robot running. But again, now, that could be a whole nother show. Now they have robots fixing the robots. So you'll have a robot just to do the maintenance on that robot. And then you may have a robot that does maintenance on the maintenance robot that does on that. So it's just going to get more and more, less people. Less people doing the stuff. Yeah, Bella Singhila says the robot is a game changer for food lovers. Yes, it is. It sucks for the people that work there because they're going to lose their job. Similar to Amazon. When Amazon had they see all these videos, you see like hundreds of Amazon workers at the warehouse or factories standing outside. They lost their job to these robots. So it's not just happening at Amazon, it's happening everywhere. The first thing was kind of like the self-checkout thing. When self-checkout first came around, it was like, oh, now we don't have to pay someone to be there. We can just have a machine do it. So now you have a girl in an apron walking up and down 10 aisles with no people in it. And every once in a while, she has to help you scan something. But it's like, we're working harder than the girl standing there with her arms folded watching us. So it's like, she's getting paid to sit there and watch us scan our items, and we're doing it for free. So self-consciously, they made us do the work for free anyways. People just don't realize it. But yeah, more robots, less people. What's it going to be like in 50 years or 100 years? The food's going to taste better. I'm assuming the food's going to taste better. The food's going to be more consistent, I should say. I'm very big in having my food consistent. You guys see me, I eat at the same places all the time. I get the same meals all the time. If my meal's off just a little bit, it ruins my whole day. If I'm like, wait a minute, because I'm just so used to it. So it's another problem. Another good thing is with the robot thing. Howie Strictly Skills. Question on MK677. Best time to take it in the morning or morning night? When you take an MK677, like I've said plenty of times, your appetite is going to be out of control. You're going to want to eat anything and everything all day long. It doesn't matter if you just ate. 30 minutes later, your stomach's going to be growling, you're going to eat again. So with that in mind, if you're having trouble overeating or you're having trouble sticking to your diet or you're eating the wrong foods, I would recommend taking it right before you go to bed. The reason why? Obviously, if you're sleeping, you're not going to be eating while you're sleeping, and the hunger cravings aren't going to be as bad, again, because you're going to be sleeping. An additive to that is usually when you're trying to grow from taking MK677, you need better rest. So you're going to be resting at night. The MK677 is going to actually help you rest, and it's going to, you're not going to be overeating. So if you want to grow, but you don't want to overeat, take it at night. On the flip side, if you're the type of person where you're like, I have no appetite, I got to eat, I'm full, take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach and wait about 10 minutes and then get ready to be eating all day. So that's pretty much what I do. If I want to bulk up for an event or something, I'll take MK in the morning, make sure I keep only clean food in my house, and I'm eating like a machine all day long. And I could literally gain 10 pounds in 2 weeks when I first start taking MK677. Now people are going to say, you're not going to gain 10 pounds of muscle. Yeah, I'm not going to gain 10 pounds of muscle in 2 weeks, but I could definitely look good and feel good in the mirror. And again, if I just take it a little bit longer, that's when the tissue starts happening. So problems overeating, take it at night. Need to eat more first thing in the morning. Says, can the robot adapt recipes based on individual preferences? I'm assuming it can. If you have one in a restaurant, just like the waiter or waitress comes to your table and says, how would you like your steak you want on it? So if it's a robot, I'm assuming it's, a machine. So it might even go as far where we don't even have waitresses and waiters anymore. It might get to the point where you just do everything over your phone. I mean, you might walk into the restaurant, sit down, go on your phone, pull up the menu, order on your phone. It goes straight to the robot. The robot cooks your order, prepares it, has it ready to go, and then next, the only thing you need is a person to bring it from where it's placed in the kitchen to you. And then probably in another 20 years, they're going to have a robot bringing it to you. And then probably in another 20 years from now it's coming to your house. So you don't even eliminate that. So yeah, they'll find a way to keep it meal specific, so you can still have your meals the way you want to. But if it's a mass producing place, like say if it's like a fast food place, like a Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, something like that, where the food is pretty much the same every time, I mean, it's going to be like lights out. They're going to be producing, like, again, 21,000 meals a week is a lot of food. Anybody out there in the restaurant industry or business, just give me an idea about how many meals or dishes you guys go through on a good weekend day, or like a good Sunday or a good Saturday, just so we can give these people an idea of how much that really is. Because 3,000 meals a day is, I don't even think it's possible to do it with people unless you have like maybe 1,000 people. It's just nuts. Robots can't replace the creativity and personal touch that chefs bring. We don't think they can, but they might be able to. Again, with so many different settings and stuff like that. Like say if you're like, oh, I like my food to taste homemade. That robot might have something in its system that knows homemade is extra this, extra that, or blah, blah, blah. So right now they can't, but again, who knows until it's done. I mean, all they have to do is program the robot to do what we do. Ronnie Taga says, I hope businesses find a balance between using technology and keeping human jobs. Very true, very true. But the thing is, if you're a business owner, again, saving 80% of labor costs, 80%, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's if you spend 1,000, you're saving 800. I mean, that's a lot. So, I mean, it's almost like, it's saving a lot. And even though people are like, yeah, I want home-cooked meals. But if you were a business owner, you could literally save 80% every day. That's huge. Can't program grandma's love into those meals. No, you can't. But actually, you probably could program grandma's love into those meals, because all you have to do is tell the robot what grandma's love is, and then now it could just pretty much do it. So maybe not specifically, but again, if you say, oh, my grandma's brownies had tasted like this, all you gotta do is just program the robot to make the brownies taste like that. So you'll have options. You'll have one dish, and you'll have like 5 different options of how you want that dish, and then maybe go off of that and have like 5 different additives specified for the dish. So I'm sure they could find a way to make it work, to give people specifically what they want. But I mean, if you're a kid out there, you might as well go to school to build robots, because that's pretty much all there's going to be pretty soon. So, Squad Broker says the robot may cook faster, but what about the people who will lose their jobs? Exactly. So, I mean, yes, people will lose their jobs. It's bad that people will lose their jobs. But again, some of these business owners are cutthroat, and they're just looking at money, 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 money. So if it was 10%, 15%, yeah, maybe we'll hold on to these people. They've been good people. But again, if you could save 80% of your labor cost, that is huge. We're talking about thousands, potentially millions of dollars, depending on the company, just by putting that machine in place. So, just like what Walmart did, or other places, they put in the self-checkout. Now those machines don't have to take breaks. They can just run all day long. The machine may be expensive, but if it stays there for 10 years, that's 10 years they didn't have to pay someone 40 hours a week to do the job. Yes. Jarrett Finley says, could this technology lead to more unemployment in the food service industry? Definitely. That's exactly what people, you got to be careful with that. We're going to save money to buy food. No. How do you sign up for TRT? Just call the number, 727-389-3220. And again, we do blood work in-house. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. A lot of stuff on my screens right now. Hold on just a second. Appreciate it. Says good job on my streams. I appreciate that. Salute to So Real TV, Ninth Ward. Ninth Ward, New Orleans. What's the weather like in New Orleans? I've never been to New Orleans, so. Ninth Ward, So Real TV. If I go to New Orleans, what's the gym I should go to, and what's the restaurant I should go to? Let me jump into this therapy of the week real quick. If I could have Brian pulled up real quick. Every week I talk about therapy of the week. It's one of the things we have here at Titan. I talk about it, what it does, discounts, this and that. So we're going to pull that up real quick. And I'm also going to jump into some Titan events. Therapy of the week is one of my favorites, IGF LR3, IGF-1 LR3. Now, I always see, this is like one of the main things I hear, especially bodybuilders or, even a lot of women, bikini competitors are always like, do you guys have growth? Do you guys have HGH, growth hormone? No, we don't. We have something better. IGF LR3, faster recovery times, increased energy levels, increased bone density, which is very important, especially if you're getting stronger, increased muscle mass and strength, improved skin tone, better sleep quality. I mean, I noticed when I took it, my waist got tighter, my skin got thinner. People said, did you gain weight? And I didn't gain any weight. I just looked crazier. So again, $50 off of your IGF LR3, and the special ends today. So jump on the phone, 727-389-3220. Again, the special ends today, and you're receiving a big 50% off of your order. So jump on that right now. Now, in terms of IGF LR3, what I like it more than growth hormone. I've never taken growth hormone, so I can't say through trial and error. But from what I've seen, from what I've heard, I've taken IGF-1. I've taken pretty much anything else you can think of under the sun, except for growth hormone or insulin. But IGF-1, and again, never take insulin unless you're diabetic prescribed. That's the reason why I've never taken. You could literally die if you take it the wrong way. But growth hormone, people take it because they like if you look at all this stuff that IGF LR3 does, it does pretty much the same thing as growth hormone does. What it doesn't do is not going to fill your body full of water. It's not going to make you really, really tired for the first couple months taking it. And you're not going to have to wait 2, 3, 4 months to get some benefit of it. So in the bodybuilding world, I've seen guys not take LR3 or IGF and then take IGF. Now for me, I don't care what the paper says. I don't care what the research says. I go off of real life in front of my face, what I see. I see guys girls take IGF-1 LR3, and you could definitely see a difference in their body. Like you could definitely see what's going on. Something's going on. What are you doing? You're looking crazy. You could see what's going on. You could see it fairly fast. Now with growth hormone, I see people take it, and it's almost like they just take it to take it. Yes, you may gain a little bit of weight, but I don't really see anything different on your body. It's kind of like, oh, I need it. I mean, the recovery might be there. I mean, it might help your hair and all that, skin or whatever, but compared to IGF LR3, nah. So that's the therapy of the week, $50 off. If you people have been taking growth hormone, I guarantee you try IGF LR3. You're going to love it. It's going to be safer for you. And again, a lot of times people take growth hormone. Their body's just so full of water. They have water retention. They have edema. Their body's getting used to it. They're real tired. And they kind of have to wait months for it to actually start working. And once it does, they don't know what's going on. So IGF-1 LR3, therapy of the week, $50 off. Thank me later. You're going to love it. What's your opinion on CJC and ipamorelin? I love CJC. CJC 1295, 1295. It's mainly for recovery. It's good to combine it with TB500 or even BPC. They kind of do similar things, but CJC is great for recovery. It's great at raising your natural IGF-1 levels. So if you want to raise your IGF levels, you can do that with those two. Another route you could go is you could try BPC 157 or you could try TB500. Those work well as well. Can businesses use this technology without sacrificing jobs? I believe they're talking about the robots. I don't think they can without sacrificing jobs. Not unless they open up another chain or another branch or another another room or systems in place or service at their restaurant that the robots can't perform. But as long as these robots can perform the same jobs that humans can perform, and as long as they're saving money, I could see business owners buying more and more and more robots, to the point where it's like you have one guy there just walking around, just making sure, and the robots are doing all the work. Kind of like the women or men you see at the self checkout, they just sit there all day long. They don't do anything unless someone has a problem. They come over and, oh, let me give you my manager's card and punch this in or whatever, and they just kind of chill all day long. You might have someone doing like that at all these robot locations. So it's bad to say, but it's happening. So again, get a trade, get a skill, become a robot builder, because if not, just these general workers are going to get overtaken. I think the next thing is going to be in the construction industry, where you go to construction sites, you just see robots doing all this stuff, picking up the trash, breaking stuff down, doing everything. So it's only a matter of time before they're taking over. Is IGF bad for your kidneys? No, not if you take it the correct way. Again, not anything, but a lot of things could be bad for your kidneys or bad for your health because you're doing them the wrong way, or because some guy you read on some website said, I take this massive amount for this long time. Very important to get your blood work done so you can check out your kidney function. But again, if you have any type of kidney issues, if you already have, kidney disease, you already have failing kidneys, stuff like that, that might be a different story. But if your kidneys are healthy and functioning properly and you're doing it the right way, you're not going to have to worry about kidney damage. If the damage is already done, you don't want to increase it. So that's different. But if you have healthy, good functioning kidneys and you're interested in taking IGF-1, there shouldn't be a problem. Zuliana 1952 says, for weight loss, is carnitine good? Yes, carnitine is very good for weight loss. It helps with belly fat a little bit, give a little bit of energy. But yes, carnitine is good for weight loss. It's not going to be as strong as something like, ECA or semaglutide or AOD 964, but a small amount for prolonged periods of time, it's very good for weight loss. I actually take carnitine every day as part of my supplementation. I take a small amount for a long period of time. I basically just take it every day. So I've found that over the years, specific things, if you take smaller doses for prolonged periods of time, your body becomes adjusted to it, less side effects, it's a lot safer, and you're getting a lot more bang for your buck as opposed to just blasting all the time, whether it's testosterone or carnitine, over the counter, under the counter. If you just blast all the time, it's like you enjoy it for a little bit, and then you suffer. So it's better, the quicker the weight comes, the quicker it will go. Same with fats. You want to be slow and steady and consistent. Let me see. So what's the difference between testosterone and IGF-LR? Similar things between testosterone and IGF-LR3. IGF-LR3 to me is going to give you a little bit more. Now with testosterone, it actually specifically targets belly fat and belly fat. So if you're looking to target specifically belly fat, testosterone is known to do that. But again, if I had to choose, that'd be a tough one. I'd probably still go with the IGF-LR3. John's not here today. He's out of the office. He should be back soon. Again, John is the business owner. He owns everything, and he takes care of everything, and he's always busy. The guy never sits still. So I'm sure he has plenty of other things to do. But yeah, he's out today. Can I start taking IGF-LR3 if I'm a beginner? What do you mean by beginner? First off, how old are you? I always want you say a beginner. I need to know how old you are before I give you any type of advice of IGF-LR3, IGF-1 LR3. Obviously, if you're under 18, I wouldn't recommend taking anything. But again, what do you mean by beginner? How old are you? What are you looking to get out of IGF-LR3? And how long have you been training? Are you eating clean? Just give me a better idea so I can give you a better answer. Roman's Loft said, would you happen to know the price of IGF-1? IGF-1, we have 3 different doses. We have a regular dose, we have a little bit higher dose, and then we have a maximum dose. So it's going to depend what dose you get. Again, if you're familiar with IGF-1, if you've taken the past, if you like it, you could start with a medium or higher dose. But again, it just depends what dose you get. Depends how many bottles or whatever you get. So Everyone's different. So basically just call 727-389-3220. Ask them what they're dosing and what their protocol and all that stuff. You want to make sure you have your blood work done. If you don't need it, if you don't have it done, we could do that too. But there's 3 different doses, 3 different prices, and you could figure that out just by talking to one of the medical providers when you call. I thought you gave muscle mass on testosterone. You mean get muscle mass on testosterone? You can get muscle mass on testosterone or IGF-1. Gray Bill says started training 6 months ago. How old are you, Gray Bills? I need to know how old you are before I give you any type of information on IGF or any type of advice on when to take it. But if you've been training for 6 months, if you've only been training for 6 months, it actually doesn't really matter how old you are. I would say if you've been 21, so yeah, I'd probably say hold off on the IGF LR3 for now. If you've been training for 6 months, I'd probably say figure out which food works best for your body, figure out which food you could digest the best, get your training on point, get your rest on point, hydration, start cutting out junk food and sugars. Once you do that in a couple of years, and maybe throw it in there, but you don't want to jump on everything as soon as you start because you don't know how far you can go without that stuff. So I always recommend people to just, chill out a little bit, work out, eat, be patient, and once you get to a certain point, then throw it in there. Because if you throw it in there now, you're not going to know if it's the diet working, if it's the training that working. You're not really going to know. Bro, you're not supposed to have guns on stream. Hey, man, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's there. Best thing to be done for prostate health. I mean, there's a slew of things that could be done for prostate health. I'd have to have a whole nother show on that. We have plenty of things at Titan Medical. There's plenty of other things you could do, but I mean, that question is a little bit too deep for me right now. I'd have to do some research and really jump into that. But you could always call the office, ask them, hey, I'm looking, for something for my prostate. I need to worry about my prostate. Is there something I can do for my prostate health? And one of the girls that answers the phone, they'll go through everything with you. They'll say, try this, try that. We have this. But yeah, Gray Bills, you're welcome. Hey, 21 years old. I only got 9 minutes left on the chat. So again, get your questions ready. If you have any other ones, let's jump into these Titan events real quick. I don't want to miss these events. I know we have the Olympia coming up. We have the Hurricane Pro coming up. And I believe we have a car show too. So I'm going to have Brian pull everything up real quick. Shout out to Brian with the graphics today, too. I don't know if you guys can see the graphics behind me. Like, it's crazy. The people on my actual screen, these people down here, you guys aren't going to see it. But if you go to Titan's page, the graphics look crazy right now. This blue, I don't know what he put behind me, but it looks crazy, that blue thing. Okay, here we go. Olympia, 10/10 to 10/13. That's going to be in Vegas. The Mr. Olympia. Best bodybuilders from all around the world, male and female, compete for the #1 crown. That's 10/10 to 10/13. Again, in Vegas. We'll have a booth. The booth this year is bigger and better than ever. So come by, hit the iPad, get a free T-shirt, take some pictures. We can talk about Titan stuff. That's 10/10 to 10/13. Hurricane Pro, the week after that, I'll be out in St. Pete for the Hurricane Pro. Shout out to Tim Gardner. This year, it's a 2-day show. Last year was only 1 day. It's getting so big that we have to make it into a 2-day show. That's 10/18 and 10/19. That's at the Coliseum in St. Petersburg, Florida. Great venue. Again, shout out to Tim Gardner for promoting that show. We are the title sponsor of that show as well. After that, Cars and Couture, 11/16. Lambos, Bugattis, Hellcats, McLarens, Ferraris. I mean, Rolls Royces, everything you could think of. Maybach, it's going to be crazy out there. Bentleys, Cars and Couture. It's one of my favorite shows that we do, non-bodybuilding related. Basically, you're just going to see like thousands of cars, nice cars everywhere. Basically, like a whole bunch of car booths. People setting up their car with the booth. You can come by, talk about the car, get a picture. We'll crank up the cars, let you guys hear the engines. Every once in a while, someone may get to sit in one of the cars. But again, if you come to one of these car shows and you see the Titan cars, please do not touch the cars. Please do not sit on the cars. And if you want a picture, that's fine, but please don't rest up against the car and sit on it and all that. If you need to, me, John, or Sharice might let you sit in one if you ask, maybe. But come by, hear the cars, check out the cars. Again, that's Cars and Couture. Now, pretty much that's it for the show today. I'll be here next week. Get your questions ready. I do this every week, Titan Lifestyle, 2 p.m. every Friday. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on TikTok. Check me out on Facebook, and also hit the bell on YouTube so you're notified of videos like this, and check out the podcast. For Big Drew, Titan Medical, I'll see you guys next week. Be safe.